What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. This episode was a hot ass mess, and I was here for every bit of it. I totally agreed with Carly when she was telling Jocelyn basically that she needs to tell Trina the truth about the kiss and all that between her and Cameron and get it out the way. Because I agree with Carly. A friendship like Trina and Jocelyn's is a friendship that you don't want to throw away. So I totally agree with that. At the end of the day, you can't help how you feel about somebody. But like I said, I felt like all of them need to sit down and have this conversation. I know it's awkward and they were kind of nervous to do it. But I feel like they need, I know they're kids, you know, they're teenagers and whatnot. But I feel like they need to have a sit down. Because there's been so much misunderstanding between them. You know what I mean? Like, nobody knows what their feelings are. Nobody knows what to feel, how to feel. Like, they just all have mixed feelings about each other. Like, Cameron has mixed feelings. He's confused. You know, one minute, you know, like, he likes Trina, but he likes Jocelyn. Jocelyn, she likes she likes Cameron, but she don't know how to, you know, like, she doesn't want to say it if he doesn't feel the same way because she don't want to look stupid. Trina, she, you know, obviously likes Cameron, but she's still dealing with grief over her father and stuff like that. And she doesn't want to ruin the friendship either. So it's just a lot. Dev, he likes Jocelyn, but Jocelyn completely friend zoned him. It's just a lot of mess. Like, it's just messy. Like, their whole friendship is just mess. A lot of mess. And hopefully they can all figure it out. Like, you know, I'm glad Jocelyn was there to talk to Carly about it, but they need to figure this mess out here. Ooh. Cold Gatorade is the best. Any cold drink for me is the best. I'm just gonna be honest. So anyway, moving on from that. Brando is irking my nerves. His mama is irking my nerves. Look, you chose Mike's funeral reception, the repast, whatever you want to call it. You chose that to talk to Jason about Cyrus and, you know, how to handle that situation. And I'm glad Jason shut that down. He was like, you know what? Now's not the time to talk about it. It's not the place. Sonny already made his decision. He doesn't want you involved in this. Let it go. Drop it. And Brando getting mad or whatever because he wants in on this or whatever. He's mad because Sonny and Jason saying no. Well, it's really Sonny's call. Sonny doesn't want you involved. Back off. Here goes Sam. Jason, what's going on with you and Brando? Why are you not telling me? Sam, go sit down and go worry about your drinking mama, please. Ain't nobody got time for you. Like, Sam is irking the hell out of me right about now. You don't need to know everything that's going on in Sonny's business. And this is Sonny's business. Just because Jason is his right-hand man, it's still Sonny's, you know, it's his situation. Like, you don't need to know what's going on. Mind your business. If Jason's not telling you things, he's doing that for a reason. Obviously, because you're not a part of the Corinthos organization. You're not in the mafia. 2, he's trying to keep you out of this. So, you know what I mean? Like, you've been through enough. Like, you have children now. Focus on your children. Focus on being a mother. He's trying to keep you out of dangerous situations. Like, and it's obvious that Sam can't handle herself against dangerous men and dangerous situations. So you might want to go sit down and just stay out of it and let the men folk handle this. You know, I ain't trying to sound sexist or anything because you do have women like Ava and all them. But see, that's different. Sam could never be like Ava. You know, Ava's been in this business. You know, she's a bad bitch. Sam can be bad on her own, you know, when she want to be. But this business right here, she ain't cut out for it. So it's like, you know, go stand to the corner. Go worry about your mama. Go focus on the kids. Go bake some cookies. Do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Just do whatever it is that you do. Paint your nails black. Do what you got to do. But stay out of this. Like, Cyrus is not what you want to deal with. And that's why Jason's trying to keep her at arm's length right now. She keeps thinking, oh, you're trying to shut me out. It's not about shutting you out. It's about keeping your ass alive. Like, Jason and Sonny know Cyrus is nothing to play with. And they're not taking him lightly. That's why they're not involving you. You don't see Sonny sitting around telling Carly every little damn thing about Cyrus, nor does she ask him. Carly knows her place. Most times, sometimes. Like, sometimes Carly knows her place and, you know, but it's like, back the hell off. Back off. Like, he doesn't need to tell you everything. Mind your business. Go bake a cookie. So she wondering where Alexis is. Alexis shows up acting all, you know, Alexis was just acting a little quirky for me. I was like, are you drunk? The way Alexis was acting, she was acting all shifty. I was like, okay. Trying to talk about, oh, my alarm didn't go off and I didn't set my alarm. Sam was looking at her like, set your alarm. It's the middle of the day. It ain't the morning. Alexis, you better come up with some better shit than that. And you call yourself, well, you used to be a lawyer. You would think you know how to lie a little bit better than that. See, like, come on, what is you doing? I didn't set my alarm. It's the middle of the day. You do not need to set your alarm for the afternoon. I'm just saying, ain't no way you sleep that long. Like, shit, even vampires don't sleep that long. Yeah, Alexis had me dying because I was just looking at her the whole time trying to see if she was drunk, because the way she was acting, like, she was real shifty. And then when Olivia came up on her and stuff, and she was like, oh, when did you get home? She was like, last night. Alexis saw myself, oh, I think I hear my phone ringing. I think, yeah, that phone ain't ringing, you nutball. She just could not face Olivia and the fact that she slept with her man the night before. She just couldn't face it. So, of course, she had to make an excuse to leave. So the chick brings her a club soda. The waitress brings her a club soda. Alexis goes in her bag and pulls out a half pint of vodka. A pint of vodka. And she dumps the club soda out and pours the vodka in there. I was like, Alexis, you lush. I love Alexis, but damn, put the bottle down. Put it down. Stop this. I'm tired of looking at her drinking. I'm sick of this. She need to go to an AA meeting quick. Like, I'm so sick of this. Sam don't know what to do because Sam was like, you know, her mom obviously is still reeling from Neil's death and stuff like that. But I don't even think it's really all Neil's death that's getting to her. I think it's just everything bottled up, you know? She done slept with a married man, Neil's death. The way, it's not even just his death, it's the way he died. She lost her law career. You know what I'm saying? It's just all of that wrapped up in one, you know? And the way that his brother went off on her at his memorial and stuff. It's just all of that, you know, it's just getting to her right now. And she feels like alcohol is the only thing to numb that. You know, I mean, I laugh about it, but it's no laughing matter with alcoholics and stuff because a lot of them face trauma. A lot of them drink because they just don't want to face reality. You know, they just don't want to face that cold, dark world that they got to face. But that alcohol ain't doing nothing but ruining you even more because, yeah, it numbs you for a few hours. But then once you get over that hangover and wake up and stuff like that, your problems are still sitting there staring at you. And then you want to drink some more to forget about it. You know what I mean? Like, I know some people think Alexis hit rock bottom a long time ago. I don't think she really has. I think once a person hits rock bottom, like they really, really hit rock bottom, that's when they, you know, dig themselves out and they go up instead of going down. Alexis is just spiraling. She's continuing to go down. Like I said, she already done lost her man. She done lost her career. I can think of a few things more for her to lose in order, because you have to lose a lot in order to realize that you need to get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people you got to go through hell to get to heaven. So right now, this is her hell and she's not done yet. You know, and Olivia is clearly noticing that something is off with Alexis. And she told Alexis, you know, if you need to talk or anything, you need somebody, you know, a shoulder to lean on, talk to me. You know, I'm pretty sure she's going to rescind that offer when the truth comes out there. Because, of course, Ned come walking his ass up. I'm like, listen, y'all keep playing with Olivia Falconieri if y'all want to. Y'all keep forgetting she from Bensonhurst. And when the truth comes out, that Bensonhurst going to come out of her. And some wigs is going to get snatched. Like, I'm just saying. Olivia gonna pop a cap in somebody's ass when the truth come out. Because you know how Olivia attitude is. It ain't nothing pretty. Yeah, that's for damn sure. I love the scene with Dante and Sonny. They got to catch up and talk and stuff like that. You know, Dante wished that he could have came home sooner and stuff. But Sonny wanted him to go to the after party or whatever they call it, the repast, whatever. I don't know the correct term for it. I don't remember. But, wanted him to go to the Metro Court because that's where everybody else was going to be. And, Dante didn't want to go, of course, which is totally understandable because the last time, Olivia threw him a party, we remember he was flipping tables and shit, acting all crazy and whatnot. I think, Dante just not ready to be around a whole crowd of people right now, which is totally understandable. Sonny understood it. But it was good to see them together. Like I say, Dante and Sonny relationship has come a long way from where it was 10 years ago. Because 10 years ago, Dante wanted nothing to do with Sonny. Sonny was sitting there shooting that boy in the chest. And Dante sitting there telling people, I shot myself. That fool really said, I shot myself. I remember when Ronnie Domestico was his partner. Ronnie ain't buy that shit. Ronnie was like, come on now. Dog, you shot yourself. A smart, decorated cop such as yourself shot your own self with your own gun. No. It wasn't nobody buying that foolishness. Johnny Zakara wasn't buying it. Jax, nobody was buying that foolishness. Shit, I don't even think the judge was buying that nonsense. We all know who did it. We all know who did it. But yeah, their relationship is nice though. I'm glad that they finally found some common ground. Dante got to, show up. Even though he wasn't there for the funeral, he did show up, and like Sonny told him, better late than never, at least you're here now. And that's all that's important. And, Lulu and the kids was going to be happy to see him. Well, I think the kids was going to be happy to see him, but Lulu out there with her boo right now. So I don't think she's thinking about that. Speaking of her and Dustin, I know I didn't trust Dustin for a hot minute, but because I don't normally trust new people. But Dustin showed me something different today about him. Because Lulu admitted to Dustin that she loved him. I said, oh, okay, plot point. Because ain't it funny how now she's telling Dustin, oh, I love you, I want you to move in. And right around the time Dante come back. So Dustin is all for moving in. But what made me feel different about Dustin today? See him in a new light. He was on some grown man shit today. Because he was like, first of all, he would love to move in, but the kids got to be okay with it. And he wanted to talk about the elephant in the room, Dante. Because even though Dante and Lulu are divorced, and obviously that's not Dante's house anymore, he did live there. Him and Lulu, that is their first house together. People got to remember that. Dante and Lulu bought that house together. That they bought their first home together. And that house is the first one they purchased as a couple. They planned on raising their children in that house. So I love the fact that Dustin, he was sensitive to that. He was sensitive to the kids and stuff, even though the kids adore him. He was sensitive to their feelings because it's different when your mom moved on and she's dating somebody new and you guys grow to like them. But it's different when that person moves in. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he brought it up. And he also wanted to talk about Dante. And Lulu was like, a part of her is always going to love Dante. But, the reason they got divorced, obviously, Dante wanted her to move on with her life and not wait for him because he didn't know when he was going to come home. So she decided to move on, and that's what she's doing. And, she was like, she's always going to love Dante, but this is not his home anymore. It was his home, but it's her house now. And it's going to be her and Dustin's house. She made that commitment until she got the knock at the door. And Dante came a-calling. When she opened that door and Dante was at the door, a part of her looked like she was happy to kind of see him, but also like, damn, like I just got done having sex and now Dante here. Sticky situation. I don't know though, which way will Lulu go? Like, will she go with Dustin or will she go back to Dante? I think eventually her and Dante will get back together. I don't think it's going to happen immediately though, but I think eventually she probably will. But I could also definitely see eventually Dante moving on and stuff, finding him a boo. Hopefully it's not Brooklyn. I pray that it's not her. Please no. So anyway, moving on from that, Monica basically had to check Ned ass at the door because her and Tracy been talking, and Tracy pretty much is not happy with Ned because she feels like he's messing up the family at this point with his foolishness. And Monica basically warned him, like, either you fix this or Tracy's going to come back to town and fix it for you. Like, he needs to fix his relationship with Brooklyn. and put the family back together, because she was like, how the hell do you kick somebody out of a house you don't even own? I said, thank you, Monica. I'm so happy. Monica, let these people know that this is your home. They ain't got no right to be kicking nobody up out of here. This is your mansion. This is your maison. They ain't got no right to be throwing nobody out. What the hell wrong with him? But Ned just been on some foolishness the last few months. I understand he was upset with Brooklyn, but sitting here kicking her out of, again, a house you don't own and disowning her, and I agree with Monica, it was very much like what Edward would do. How many times has Edward disinherited Tracy and disowned Tracy so many times? Whenever she did some foolishness. Every time. But we all know Edward loved Tracy. He just had a funny way of showing it. And Ned needs to just come correct with Olivia about him sleeping with Alexis instead of trying to hide it. Because how many times have people on the show tried to hide their dirt and it always came to bite them in the ass later? Might as well tell the truth, shame the devil, and tell the damn truth and stop playing. But it's going to bite him in the ass, because I can't wait for the truth to come out. That marriage is going to it's going to be over. So anyway, Trina is still, when Curtis and Jordan showed up at the Float Rib when she was talking to Ava and stuff, Trina is still upset with Curtis and Jordan, she feels like they, put dirt on her father's name, and now she wants to clear, Taggart's name. She wants Cam, Jocelyn, and Dev to help her clear her father's name. They want to get the files and stuff from the case and all that to see it and see if they could clear his name. Well, you're going to be mighty disappointed, because Taggart was a part of framing him. Even though Taggart wasn't the only person that did it, Jordan was in on it too. So she thinks that it's a lie, but trust, it wasn't a lie. He did help frame that man. I love me some Trina, though, but she just need to stop blaming Curtis. Curtis is not responsible for your father's death, quote unquote. He did what Taggart wanted him to do, which was get you to safety. That was Taggart's number one priority. Because if Curtis hadn't done what Taggart asked him to do, all of y'all could have ended up dead. You know what I mean? So one of y'all, or a couple of y'all, had to get out safe, and that's all Taggart cared about. But I know she gonna be pissed when she find out Taggart's still alive. That's gonna be some mess. But I love, though, that when Cyrus came over there basically harassing her, Curtis immediately got up and was like, yeah, you need to get up out of here. Didn't I tell you not to, bother her? Didn't I tell you she was off limits? See, that's a father right there. You can't tell me Curtis ain't that girl father. And I thought that was very nice. The way that he protects her, even though she can't stand him, he still has her back. That was pretty dope. And what was funny was Curtis mentioned the address to Cyrus. And I wonder what that address was, because even Jordan didn't know what the hell that meant when he mentioned the address. She was like, what was that address about? But of course, she got a phone call that interrupted her. So of course, Cyrus wants Jordan to continue to do his bidding. He gave her a case file number, and he want her to pull all the files from that case and give it to him. And then gonna sit there and tell Curtis, don't threaten me again. Curtis looked at, Curtis wanted to whoop his ass when he said that. I could see him clenching his jaw. Curtis wanted to bust that ass. Curtis wanted to knock him down. I know he did. But they got to play the part right now. Curtis knows something that Jordan don't know, especially with that address. He knows something. I want to know what's the significance of that address. That's what I want to know. Like, what Curtis found out that nobody else know. That's going to be interesting. So, of course, Cyrus pulls up on Ava or whatever. Ava was basically like, I did not ask you to sit down. Cyrus is like the goddamn Candyman at this point. Like, he just pops up. Like, he just appears. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to call that man name. He just pop up. My goodness. He like a cockroach. Just always lurking. And Ava wasn't playing with him. Ava was like, can you get the hell away from me? She was like, I did not ask you to sit down. What do you want? She was like, you and Julian ain't got nothing in common. I don't have nothing in common with you. She was like, we're not in organized crime anymore. And, he basically talking about, yeah, that's what you say. That's what it is. Well, he must know something that they don't know. Maybe he knows about Julian's crimes and Julian don't know it. Like the recent stuff Julian been doing. Maybe he knows. Who knows? You never know. Cyrus might have somebody tailing him or something. So anyway, back at the repass, here go Gladys. Gladys sitting here showing up with some baked goods from a bakery that Mike liked or whatever. Gushing over Dev and Brando. So then she walk up on Carly talking about, oh, I'm so sorry that I'm late to the funeral. Carly was about to tell her, she was like, you weren't late, you weren't invited. I said, exactly. I was sitting there dying. Carly's facial expressions had me dead. She was like, you were not invited. Before she could finish that statement, here go Gladys interrupting her. Talking about, yeah, so soon as I heard about the funeral, I just jumped in my car, jumped on a highway, and Mike was talking to me. Carly was like, really? Mike talked to you? So Sonny walked up. He was like, what the hell going on up in here? And here go Gladys talking about, I'm so sorry about Mike, about cousin Mike. She was like, but I know you have other associates and stuff like Jason, but there's nothing like family, and I think Brando should get what he deserves. Excuse me, heifer? Excuse me? Brando should get what he deserves. Don't get shot up out here. Gladys is pissing me off now. And it was funny because Carly was like, she was like, Gladys, you seem like you're thirsty. Do you want something to drink? Sam was like, yeah, let's go get a drink. I said, thank you. Thank you, Carly, because God knows that woman is thirsty. She's all types of thirsty. She's dehydrated, clearly. She was acting like a straight thirst bucket. Like, she's starting to get on my nerves. Like, Sonny, just put her in the Pine Barrens, please. Dismiss her. Off with her head. I've had enough of Gladys. I had enough. She was pitched, because to me, she was just all types of disrespectful. Coming up there talking about what they deserve. Excuse me? First of all, Sonny don't even know who y'all are. He never met y'all prior to now. Prior to recently, he didn't even know that you existed. He didn't know you. You wasn't in his life. The hell you mean what you deserve? You keep this shenanigans up, you're going to get a beat down and a bullet. That's all you're going to get. You keep running your trap. And Brando sitting there talking about he want to be a part of this and that. And Sonny was like, it is what it is. Let it go. Because now Brando sitting there co-signing Gladys's bullshit, talking about, oh, I want to be a bigger part of the business. Brando, it was already established when you got here that you were not going to be a part of Sonny's organization. He made that very clear to you. And now you got your mama sitting here propping you up like you're supposed to be a part of the organization. If y'all don't go sit down somewhere, y'all going to find yourself in the ground. Please go sit down. But then again, and I just had a thought. Remember, Jason's plan was for Brando to join up with Cyrus's organization. What if this is all a part of the plan? Brando sitting there co-signing his mother, talking about he should be a part of the business. Sonny sitting there saying no. And then Cyrus shows up to the repast. And Jason had to check him and was like, yeah, you need to get out of here. This is a private event. What if this is a part of that? What if they're trying to make a scene in front of Cyrus to make it seem like there's a rift? Cyrus already thinks there's a rift between Sonny and Brando. What if they're purposely doing this so that way he can lure Cyrus can lure him to this other side? And and Brando's actually really playing him. Could be. That's what could be going on here. It could be. Could be. So anyway, that's pretty much the whole episode. I enjoyed this episode. This was good. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it. I will see y'all all later. Have a good night. Peace.